Hey guys, it's Jessica here. In today's training, I'm going to show you how to get a Zoho mail account and how to integrate that into your domain. So the importance on having a professional email is one, that it is secured. So that means that you can send out emails through your autoresponder and more than likely it won't go to spam. Plus it just looks better. A lot of autoresponders don't prefer you to send email through like a Gmail or a Yahoo. So that's why you want to get a professional email. Plus, it just looks 10 times better when you have a professional email. So there's two ways you can do it. So you can either get a professional email through your domain host that you have purchased your domain through, or you can go through a website like Zoho. I personally use Zoho Mail. So in this training, I'm going to show you how to integrate that to your domain. There are different options of pricing for Zoho Mail. I personally use the Mail Premium. It's $4 a month. It's really not that much money, but there are cheaper options if you want to pick a cheaper option. So if you do not have an account with Zoho, this is where you would create your account. I'm not going to go through how to create an account. It's simply just putting in your personal information. So once you have done that and you have created your account, then you will want to go to your admin console or your dashboard. And it should look very similar to this. Once you are there, you want to go over to the button that says domains. And when you created your account, you would have put in your domains that you will be using. So this part, your information should already be here after your account has been made. So I am going to pick shopdirectdynamic.com as my domain that I want to integrate my email to. So I'm going to click on that, and then it gives you very specific instructions on what you have to do in your domain host. So in this training, I personally purchased my domains through epik.com. So that is the example that I am going to be showing today. If you do not have your domain purchased through Epik, it is okay. The steps that I'm showing you are going to be very, very similar to the steps that you will have to use when you integrate, the Zoho Mail to your domain. The screen might look a little different, but the same steps are going to be taken. So I am going to open up a tab for my domain. And this is the home page where my domains are kept. I am going to pick the domain that I want to integrate the professional email with. So we are picking Shop Direct Dynamic. So I'm going to hit these three little lines. And then I'm going to pick Set DNS Host Records. And here, we're going to go back into Zoho Mail. And as you can see, they told you, log into your DNS provider. Excuse me. That is what we did. We just logged into Epik. That our DNS provider is our domain host, right? So now add a Txt record to your DNS configuration. So your Txt name is always going to be the @ symbol, and then the Txt value is this long sequence of words and numbers right here. So we're going to copy this value because when we go back into our domain, we are creating a Txt record. So we want to click on the Txt record right here. And then we want to add a new record. And then the host, again, if you go back into Zoho Mail, is going to be this Txt name is your host. So we're going to put the @ symbol there. So we put the @ symbol, and then we are going to paste the Txt value that we just copied here. So you're going to paste that here, and then you're going to hit add or save changes, excuse me. Sometimes this takes a little bit. Okay, so it says you have successfully updated. So now we want to go back into Zoho Mail and we want to verify this TXT record that we just added. So you're just going to simply click on verify. And it did it. So you have proved your ownership for shopdirectdynamic.com. All right, perfect. So now we want to proceed. And now we move on to the MX record, okay? So we want to go back into our DNS, which is our domain host. We are going to, we are now creating an MX record. So we are going to click on the MX. And if there were any other records in here, which there shouldn't be, you would just simply delete those. And the reason why I know that is because it says delete any existing MX records before adding new ones. We don't have any here, but if there were, then you would just simply delete them. So we're going to go back into Zoho Mail and it says now we need to add new MX records. So again, the host name is going to be the @ symbol. The priority is going to be these numbers and the address are going to be these addresses here. So we're going to do this 3 times. So the first one is going to be @ of a priority of 10, and then we're going to copy this first address. So I'm going to copy it now. We're going to go back into our domain, and then we're going to add a record. Okay, so priority was that number. So we're going to put 10 because that was the first priority. Host is going to, again, be that @ symbol. And then .2 is going to be that record that we just copied. Okay, so we're going to save changes. And then we're going to go, it's going to update. Perfect, successful. So now we're going to go back into Zoho. We're going to do this again. So host name is @ priority of 20 now, and now we're going to put this value. We're going to copy this because this is the second one that we need to put. We're going to go back into our domain and do it all over again. So add a record, priority of 20 now. The host is the @ symbol. And then we're going to paste that value that we just copied. We're going to hit save changes. And again, like if you have purchased your domain through like GoDaddy or Namecheap or something along those lines, the screen is not going to look the same, but the steps that I am doing here are going to be the same. So that your screen might look a little different, but just know the steps are the same. You still have to find your MX, your MX, and then you do the priority and the host and copying the values. So we're going to go back into Zoho and we're going to do this a 3rd time. So @ is the host, 50 is the priority, and we're going to copy this address. We're going to go back into your domain, add a record. So now the priority is 50, the host is the @ symbol, and then we're going to paste that value that we just copied. We're going to hit save changes. And it was successful. So we're going to go back into Zoho, and then we are going to verify our MX records. So we have put all 3 of those values in, and we're going to go on to the next one because there's nothing we can do until it verifies. So now we want to do the same thing. We just want to add a new TXT record again with pasting these values below. So now we want to go back into our domain. we want to go to the Txt record because that's exactly what they told us to do. We're going to use the txt name as @ and then we're going to copy this value because we're going to paste that as well. So go back into your domain and we're going to put the @ symbol. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to take that away. Okay, we're going to add this again. So @ symbol, paste that value, save changes. It was successful. So now we're going to go back into Zoho. We're going to put or click verify because you only had to do that once. It was fine. So now we are going to configure the DKIM. And this is a really important part because this is what secures your email, gives you a secured email. So again, we are going to just go to add a new Txt record, and then we're going to paste these values. So I'm going to copy this Txt name, and then I'm going to go back into my domain, and then I'm going to add that to the Txt record because it told us we needed a Txt record. So I'm going to add, and then I am going to paste that in the host. And then I'm going to go back into my mail, and then I'm going to copy this really long value. And this is going to be the points2. I'm going to go back into the domain and put this here, and then save changes. Okay, that was successful. So now we go back into Zoho and we want to verify the DKIM. And it went through, everything is great. So that is all done. So that is probably the most confusing part of how you integrate your professional email to your domain. But now that you have done that, basically everything is done. So I just want to double check and make sure that I did everything, which I did. And now you can put that domain, or I should not say domain, you can put that professional email into your email autoresponder. So Jen shows you that on a separate video of how and it's just simply putting it in your settings. And so now you can send out emails, and when people respond to those emails, it will come through your Zoho mail. If you have any questions about how to integrate your Zoho mail to your domain, please feel free to ask Jen or I any questions. We would be more than happy to help. I hope you found this video to be helpful. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let us know.